My hands gripped the steering wheel so tight my knuckles ached. The parking lot lights cast harsh shadows across the asphalt. Rain slicked, empty except for the rows of luxury cars gleaming under sodium glow. And there it was, Lauren's white Range Rover. 3 spots away. Unmistakable. The dent on the rear bumper from that fender bender last Christmas. The world's okayest mom sticker I'd put on as a joke. My phone buzzed in the cup holder. Her text ***. I'm working late tonight. Don't wait up. Love you red heart ***. Working late. I stared at the restaurant window. Giovanni's. The kind of place we used to go before kids. Before her promotion. Before everything. There she was. Black dress hugging her curves. Hair swept up. Laughing. Across from Mark. Her client. The one she'd mentioned 100 times. Handsome. Powerful. VP at her firm. They leaned in close. Shared a spoon of tiramisu. Her hand brushed his. Lingered. My chest tightened. Breath shallow. Heart slamming against my ribs like it wanted out. This wasn't the first late night. Or the second. Or the 10th. I lifted my phone. Thumb hovered over call. Then I saw it. Mark leaned across the table. Kissed her cheek. Slow. Intimate. She smiled. Touched his face. The phone slipped from my hand. If she was working late, then who the hell was that woman in my wife's car? In my wife's restaurant? Living my wife's lie? But to understand why I was sitting in that parking lot, watching my wife lie to my face through a restaurant window, we have to go back to the beginning. 3 months earlier. Early July. Peak Greenwich summer. Scene 1. The grill smoke. The grill smoke hung heavy in the air. Chlorine from our pool mixed with salt breeze from Long Island Sound. White string lights draped the pergola. Navy towels folded on lounge chairs. View Cliquot chilling in the cooler. I flipped burgers in khaki shorts. Faded Vineyard Vines polo. The uniform of successful suburban dads. Emma and Noah chased each other across the lawn. Their squeals cut through Ella Fitzgerald on the outdoor speakers. Lauren stepped through French doors. White linen sundress fluttering. For $100 theory effortless. Tray of heirloom tomatoes and burrata balanced perfectly. Smells amazing, she said. Kissed my cheek. Jo Malone peony perfume hit me. Clean. Luxurious. Hers. 20 minutes to perfection. I squeezed her waist. She laughed. Ruffled Noah's hair as he ran past. Neighbors waved from across the fence. We waved back. Perfect. I had no idea it was already rotting. But to understand why I was sitting in that parking lot, watching my wife lie to my face through a restaurant window, we have to go back to the beginning. 3 months earlier. Early July. Peak Greenwich summer. The grill smoke hung heavy in the air. Chlorine from our pool mixed with salt breeze from Long Island Sound. White string lights draped the pergola. Navy towels folded on lounge chairs. View Cliquot chilling in the cooler. I flipped burgers in khaki shorts. Faded Vineyard Vines polo. The uniform of successful suburban dads. Emma and Noah chased each other across the lawn. Their squeals cut through Ella Fitzgerald on the outdoor speakers. Lauren stepped through French doors. White linen sundress fluttering. For $100 theory effortless. Tray of heirloom tomatoes and burrata balanced perfectly. Smells amazing, she said. Kissed my cheek. Jo Malone peony perfume hit me. Clean. Luxurious. Hers. 20 minutes to perfection. I squeezed her waist. She laughed. Ruffled Noah's hair as he ran past. Neighbors waved from across the fence. We waved back. Perfect. I had no idea it was already rotting. Wednesday, client dinner. Home late. Friday, drinks with Mark and team. Don't wait up. Tuesday, working through dinner. Order pizza for kids. Solo parenting masterclass. Tesla school drop-offs. Organic nuggets. Carrot sticks. Bedtime stories in funny voices. Pad Thai from Little Thai Kitchen when she stumbled in past 10. She always came home. Kissed kids' foreheads through bedroom doors. Collapsed. Slept like dead. Red flags accumulated. Gym bag laundry one night. Crumpled receipt. La Perla. Black lace demi-bra. Matching thong. $428. Held it up post-shower. Towel like Roman statue. Anniversary treat? Playful tone. She blinked. Laughed. Guilty. Surprise for you. Mark's wife swears by it. Saw at firm holiday party. December holiday party. This was July. Sure. Folded receipt away. Can't wait. 4th of July. Backyard packed. White wine spritzers. American flags on paper plates. Jen cornered me by cornhole boards. Third row's loosening tongue. Lauren's killing it. Fanned herself with Whole Foods bag. Saw her at Giovanni's last week. Corner booth. Silver Fox exec. I sipped Sam Adams. Client thing. Up for director. Lucky you. Jen sighed. Husband golfs while I solo parent. Laughed it off. Texted from driveway. Heard you were at Giovanni's? With who? Her. Client networking. Mark took team. Miss you guys. Home soon red heart. Believed her. Until LinkedIn on couch that night. Twins asleep upstairs. Mark Reynolds, VP development. Harvard. Handsome. Married to blonde Pilates instructor. Tom Ford suit, her Carolina Herrera gown. Met Gala. Lauren's post. Grateful for mentors who see your potential. Big things coming. Hashtag dream chasers, hashtag women in real estate. Mark's comment. The future is bright sparkles. Closed app. Told myself ridiculous. Stay-at-home dads get paranoid. Too much bluey. Not enough purpose. Post-swim lessons. Greenwich Rec Center. Tesla windows down. Taylor Swift. Noah sang Shake It Off. You've been out a lot. Casual. Everything okay at work? Ray-Bans adjusted. Staring at road. Mark's riding me hard for promotion. Director means 24/7 proof. You're amazing. Squeezed her thigh. They'd be idiots. Thank you. Hand on mine. Means everything. Silence. Feels like we never go out. Just us. Soon. Pinky hooked mine over console. Noah giggled backseat. Stanford deal closes. Hamptons weekend. You and me. Babysitter for twins. Promise. Pinky swear. Greenwich sun set orange. Perfect family silhouette. I should have known. Nothing that perfect stays perfect without someone paying the price. Sarah texted me on a Tuesday morning while I wrestled the twins into their LL Bean rain boots for preschool drop-off. Asterisk coffee? 9:30? Need to talk about Lauren. Asterisk. My stomach dropped. Sarah was Lauren's yoga buddy from Pure Bar Greenwich. The one who always posted about self-care Sundays and matcha lattes from Juice Press. Blunt as a sledgehammer but loyal. Me, what's up? Sarah. In person. Trust me. Asterisk. 20 minutes later. Twins safely deposited with Miss Caroline. I slid into a corner booth at Lupane Quotidian. Sarah waited with 2 oat milk cappuccinos and a look that said she'd rehearsed this. You okay? I asked, stirring mine. She leaned forward. Voice low. Lauren canceled bar again. 4th time this month. Client dinner. She's slammed. Promotion push. Sarah pulled out her phone. Tuesday night. I drove by Bistro Etoile on my way home from Whole Foods. Her Range Rover was valet parked. With that silver BMW. Saw her through the window. Corner booth. Cozy. My throat tightened. Client thing. Daily? At 9 p.m. Sarah's eyes narrowed. Alex, be careful. That doesn't smell right. I forced a laugh. Stay at home, dad paranoia. Too much Peppa Pig. She didn't smile. Just sang. Eyes open. That night, Lauren left her phone charging on the kitchen island while she showered. Rare. Usually velcroed to her hand. It buzzed. Once. Twice. 3rd time, notification lit the screen. Mark red heart *** last night was incredible. Thursday. Asterisk. My mouth went dry. Heart slammed ribs. Thumbs up emoji preview from Lauren. Screenshots. 3 of them. Before the shower stopped. She emerged in cashmere robe from White Plus Warren. Hair wrapped in Aquis towel. Kids down. Yeah. Voice steady. Miracle. Your phone buzzed. She grabbed it. Scrolled. Expression flickered. Surprise? Guilt? Smoothed instantly. Work group chat. Dismissive wave. Autocorrect hearts. You're overthinking. Mark with a heart emoji? Kept voice even. Overthinking. She sighed. Deep. World weary. He's excited about Stanford deal. Group enthusiasm. Babe, you see betrayal in everything lately. There it was. The flip. Not everything. Swallowed hard. Just patterns. What patterns? Hands on hips. Me working my ass off so we can have this life? Tesla payments? Greenwich Country Club membership? Or are you mad I'm not home folding laundry? Throat burned. I do everything here. And I bring home $800,000 a year. Voice sharp. Maybe appreciate that instead of playing detective. Grabbed keys. Need air. Door slammed behind me. Walked circles around block. Past darkened McMansions. Crickets. Distant highway hum. Came home. She slept. Phone face down. Screenshots burned in my pocket. Next morning, I enabled location sharing. Kids' safety, I said over Fairway Market smoothies. She agreed. Distracted. Scrolling emails. Pattern emerged like slow-motion car crash. Monday asterisk phone said, office. Car GPS. Tuscany Ristorante. 8 miles away. Wednesday asterisk gym. BMW parking valet at the bistro. Friday asterisk team meeting. Range Rover at Giovanni's. Again. Friday night, grocery run for organic milk and Rouse marinara. I detoured. Pulled into Giovanni's lot across from her white Range Rover. Valet ticket stub visible. 7:42 p.m. Through window. Corner booth. Lauren in black Reformation dress. Mark across from her. Silver hair. Tom Ford glasses. Hand on her knee under table. Her laugh carried through glass. Chest caved. Pulled out phone. Photo. Time-stamped. Her hand on his. Intimate. Drove home shaking. Twins drew family picture. Stick figure mommy home with us. Sunday brunch at the granola bar. Twins devoured avocado toast. Lauren FaceTimed from office brunch meeting. I showed her screenshots. Location pins. Restaurant photos. Giovanni's timestamp. Her mimosa glass hit table. Hard. You're stalking me now? Voice ice. This is insane. Insane. Pushed phone toward her. Your texts say office. Your car says Italian restaurants. With Mark. Ice flashed. Networking. He's my mentor. Pushing my career while you're... What? Day drinking IPAs and scrolling Zillow. Heat rose. I raise our kids. Alone. And I fund this lifestyle. Stood abruptly. If you're this paranoid staying home with toddlers, get a hobby. Therapy. Something. Neighbors glanced over. She stormed out. Ray-Bans on. Heels clicking pavement. Paid bill. Loaded twins into Tesla. Drove home past our perfect colonial. Felt crazy. Like she said. But evidence didn't lie. Bedtime that night. Emma clutched lamb chop. Where mommy? Working hard for us. I lied. Throat tight. Noah yawned. Read Goodnight Moon? 3 pages in, Lauren texted. Asterisk sorry I snapped. Promotion stress. Love you. Home soon. Asterisk. Me asterisk asterisk miss you. Kids do too. Asterisk. Deleted Giovanni's photo. Told myself Sarah overreacted. Jen gossiped. I imagined patterns. Stay-at-home dad syndrome. Real thing. Google confirmed. But couldn't unsee Mark's hand on her knee. Or the way she'd flinched when I mentioned his name. Twins slept. I stared at our wedding photo on dresser. Lauren in Vera Wong. Me in custom Brooks Brothers. Hamptons Yacht Club. Perfect. Lauren stumbled in at 11:47 p.m. Saffron risotto on breath. Chanel number 5. Curled into me. Sorry, murmured. Overreacted. Missed you. Kissed her forehead. Tasted betrayal. Slept with one eye open. Phone across room. Location sharing still on. Monday morning another pin dropped. Not office. The bistro. Again. Cracks spread. Foundation shifted. House of cards trembled. I just didn't know how close to collapse. Lauren burst through the mudroom door at 6:47 p.m. on a Thursday, face flushed, eyes bright, holding a bottle of Dom Perignon like a trophy. "I got it," she said, breathless. "Director of Development." I froze mid-stirring butternut squash risotto. Twins shrieked from playroom. "Director." She launched herself across kitchen island, wrapped legs around my waist. "Mark called me into his office this morning. Said I'm the future of the firm. Salary bump, company car upgrade, everything." Noah and Emma barreled in. "Mommy dancing." We popped the Dom over Whole Foods organic chicken. Bubbles fizzed across Carrara marble. Lauren FaceTimed her parents. Mine. Posted to Instagram. "Dreams do come true sparkles. Hashtag women in real estate. Hashtag director life." Later, kids asleep, she curled into me on living room sectional. Cashmere throw from Serena and Lily. "This is for us," she whispered. "Family trip next month. Hamptons. Just you and me. Babysitter for twins." Guilt twisted. All those screenshots. Location pins. Giovanni's photos. I deleted them. All of them. "I'm proud of you," I said. Meant it. She kissed me slow. Tasted like victory. And view. Friday morning drop-off at Greenwich Country Day. Lauren texted from Tesla. "Just booked gurneys. Oceanfront suite. Babysitter's daughter from Miss Porter's. 3 nights. You, me, no phones." My chest loosened. First time in weeks. Me perfect. Can't wait. Sarah texted immediately. "Hamptons weekend? After everything?" Me, "Promotion celebration. Things better." Sarah, "Hope so." Eyes open. I ignored her. Picked up twins from school in Tesla. Organic lollipops from Sugarfina as treat. Planned beach walks. Sunset drinks at Pierre's. That night, Lauren home by 6:30 p.m. Rare. Helped with bath time. Read Goodnight Moon. Drank Pinot Grigio from our wedding crystal. "Missed this," she said. Feet in my lap. Been so consumed with work. Almost lost us chasing title. Heart swelled. Never lost. She leaned forward. Kissed me deep. Tasted like forgiveness. Friday afternoon. Mrs. Callahan arrived with twins monogrammed lands and duffels. "Have fun," she winked. "They'll be angels." Tesla hummed east on I-95. Windows down. Fleetwood Mac. Lauren's hand on my thigh. Ray-Bans hiding sun lines around her eyes. Gurney's lobby smelled like sea salt and eucalyptus. Oceanfront suite. King bed. Fireplace. Balcony overlooking Atlantic. Minibar stocked with view and Godiva. First night. Sunset walk on Montauk Dunes. Barefoot. Waves licking ankles. Lauren stopped. Pulled me close. "Thank you for holding everything together. I know it's been hard. Couldn't do it without you." Kissed salt from her lips. Dinner at Scarpetta. Corner table. Rigatoni vodka. Brunello di Montalcino. Her foot hooked mine under table. Laughed at inside jokes from early dating. Before twins. Before Greenwich. Back to suite. Fireplace crackled. White duvet tangled. Her skin glowed in firelight. Passionate. Present. Whispered promises between breaths. "I almost lost this," she murmured after. Fingers tracing my chest. Chasing work. Held her tighter. Believed her. Home Sunday night. Twins tackled us at door. Mommy back. Week that followed felt like old normal. Lauren home by 7 p.m. 3 nights. Helped with homework. Organic meal kits from Sunbasket. Family movie nights with Encanto and popcorn. One night over sweet potato tacos. She set down fork. "I've been thinking." Dread flickered. Braced. "Want to try for baby number 3? Eyes soft. Build the family we always talked about." Fork clattered. 3. She nodded. Director salary covers private school. College funds. Hampton's house maybe. Perfect time. Noah spilled milk. Emma demanded seconds. Chaos of family life. Heart full. Yeah, perfect time. That night tried. Laughed when it felt forced. Connected anyway. Whispered baby names. Felt whole. 2 weeks of domestic bliss. Lauren declined client drinks. Delegated to assistants. Home for bedtime 80% of time. I turned off location sharing. Don't need it anymore. She smiled. Relieved. Trust goes both ways. Date night at Barcelona wine bar. First since promotion. She wore Reformation dress from Hamptons. I wore J. Crew blazer. Valet Park Tesla. Over Jamon Iberico and Tempranillo, she took my hand. I overreacted when you got suspicious. Should have been more transparent about Mark. He's intense but harmless. Mentor only. Nodded. Sipped wine. I overreacted too. Stay at home dad boredom. Too much bluey. We laughed. Clinked glasses. Felt like newlyweds again. Driving home past darkened Greenwich estates. Her head on my shoulder. I thought. This is what marriage looks like. Hard work. Compromise. Trust rebuilt. Turned off Siri. No more location pins. No more screenshots. Deleted Sarah's number from recent calls. Didn't need warnings anymore. Labor Day weekend. Greenwich Avenue Farmers Market. Organic strawberries. Fresh baguettes. Twins in matching jowls raincoats. Lauren pushed double stroller. I carried cooler bag. Neighbors waved. Love the family uniform. Lunch at Guac Bar. Guacamole flights. Kids devoured quesadillas. Lauren snapped photo. Labor Day perfect. Grateful for this life sparkles. Posted. 147 likes. Mark commented. Family first. I smiled at notification. Felt secure. That night, bath time ritual. Twins splashing. Lauren in frame cable knit sweater. Me in Patagonia fleece. Steamy bathroom mirror fogged. Tucking kids in, Emma hugged my neck. Love you, Daddy. Love Mommy home. Lauren's eyes glistened across room. Love you more, sweet girl. Closed door. Leaned against wall. Exhaled. Temporary bliss. House felt solid again. But deep down, foundation still felt soft. Water damage hidden beneath fresh paint. I just didn't know the flood was coming. Eyes closed didn't mean it wasn't there. Rouse marinara. Organic whole milk. Annie's mac and cheese. The usual Tuesday grocery list from Whole Foods Greenwich. Twins napped in their up-a-baby stroller at home with Mrs. Callahan. Lauren's text hit as I loaded the Tesla trunk. Lauren. I'm working late tonight. Don't wait up. Love you, red heart. Fingers froze on cart handle. Same text. Exact same heart emoji. Week after Hamptons glow. Giovanni's was 3 minutes away. Couldn't stop myself. Pulled into lot across from valet stand. There it was. White Range Rover. Dent on bumper. World's okayest mom sticker mocking me. Heart jackhammered. Palms slick on wheel. Through window. Corner booth. Lauren in black Reformation dress from our getaway. Hair swept up. Diamond studs flashing. Mark across from her. Silver hair. Tom Ford glasses. Hand on her knee under table. Her laugh carried through glass. Bright. Unguarded. Shared tiramisu spoon. Intimate. Playful. Chest caved. Phone out. Photo. Time-stamped. Her hand on his. Lingering. Sent her text anyway. Drive safe, babe. Watched her check phone. Smile. Type back thumbs up emoji. Drove home knuckles white. Rouse jar rattled in trunk. Tesla autopilot hummed I-95 west. Rain streaked windshield. Wipers thwacked rhythmically. Radio off. Brain screamed. Hamptons promises echoed. Baby number 3. Pinky swears. Rigatoni vodka at Scarpetta. Her skin firelit. All performance. Twins drawing on fridge when I walked in, stick figure family. Mommy home with us. Crayon hearts. Mrs. Callahan. Perfect timing. They're angels. Nodded. Unloaded groceries. Mechanical. Rouse jar cold in hands. Texted Sarah. Giovanni's. Again. Photo proof. Sarah. I'm so sorry. Confront her. Couldn't. Not yet. Needed armor. Garage rumbled at 11:03 p.m. Heels clicked mudroom. Lauren appeared. Flushed cheeks. Smudged mascara. Reformation dress wrinkled. Holding Lululemon bag. Hi babe. Kissed my cheek. Saffron risotto. Chanel number 5. Kids down. Hours ago. Voice flat. Sat on kitchen island stool. Phone ready. She poured Pinot Grigio from wedding Riedel. Brutal day. Mark needed Stanford updates. Pulled up photo. Turned screen. Giovanni's timestamp. Her hand on his knee. Clear as Carrara marble. How was work? Kept eyes locked. Glass paused midair. Exhausting. You know how it is. Your text said office. Tapped photo. Your Range Rover said Giovanni's. With Mark. Wineglass hit marble. Hard. Red splash. What they? Valet ticket 7:42 p.m. Swiped to location screenshots. Monday, Tuscany. Wednesday, the bistro. Pattern. Face drained color. You're stalking me? Voice ice. This is insane. Insane. Stood. Voice rising. Text say office. Car says Italian restaurants. With your mentor. Eyes flashed. Networking. He's pushing my career while you're home with Bluey. I raise our kids. Chest tight. Alone. You fundraise playdates. Scoffed. Grabbed phone. If you're this paranoid, get therapy. Months erupted. La Perla July receipt. Holiday party December. Mark's heart emojis. Last night incredible? She flinched. First crack. Work group chat. Autocorrect. Show me. Held out hand. Silence stretched. Rain lashed windows. Show. Me. Phone shook in her hand. Open texts. Scrolled. Mark read heart. Hundreds. Last night perfect. Thursday. Miss your laugh. Lunch. Wife suspects. Careful. Throat closed. Kids ask for you nightly. Tears welled. It was emotional. He's leaving his wife. I swear. Emotional. Bitter laugh. His hand on your knee? Tiramisu dates. Career opportunity. Voice broke. Director position. You chose Mark. Pointed door. I choose us. Stood frozen. Dress wrinkled. Makeup rivers. Alex, please. For twins. Twins drew you home. Voice steel. You're at Giovanni's. Grabbed Lululemon bag. Ray-Bans. Heels. Door slammed. Silence roared. Rouse jar sat cold on counter. Red wine stains spread like blood. House empty. Truth heavier than lies. Lauren didn't come home that night. After the door slammed, the silence in the kitchen felt like a physical thing pressing on my chest. The twins' drawings were still magnet to the Sub-Zero. Crayon versions of a life that suddenly didn't exist. I wiped up the wine stain from the marble island in small, obsessive circles. It wouldn't come out completely. A faint pink shadow remained, catching the under-cabinet lights. I left it, a reminder. Upstairs, the bed felt too big. Her side was a cold, untouched ocean of white fret sheets. I lay on top of the duvet in an old Yale t-shirt, staring at the ceiling fan until the shadows from the blades blurred. Every car that slowed on our cul-de-sac made my heart jump. None of them stopped. At 2:13 a.m., my phone buzzed. Lauren. Staying at hotel. Need space. Don't freak out the kids. We'll talk tomorrow. I stared at the words until my eyes burned. Hotel? I whispered into the dark. Right? The room smelled like her Joe Malone perfume and chlorinated kid shampoo. My throat tightened. I pressed the heel of my hand into my sternum, as if I could push the ache back inside. It didn't move. The next morning, my alarm went off at 6:15. Life did what life always does. It went on. I packed Planet Box lunches with organic strawberries and Annie's bunnies, poured Cheerios into little Emma Bridgewater bowls, tied tiny Velcro sneakers, wiped peanut butter off Noah's cheek with the corner of a monogrammed Pottery Barn Kids tea towel. Where's Mommy? Emma asked, mouth full. Work, I said. The lie snagged against my teeth. Big meeting. Noah squinted at me. 4-year-olds have built-in lie detectors. She didn't kiss me goodnight. She was tired. I managed. She loves you. You know that. They accepted it. For now. At preschool drop-off, the other Greenwich moms in their Lululemon and Golden Goose trainers chatted about lacrosse sign-ups and half-term in St. Bart's. I kept my baseball cap low and my sunglasses on, like I was hungover. I wasn't. I just didn't want anyone to see my eyes. Sarah found me by the coffee thermos. You look like death, she said softly. No judgment, just fact. Cheers, I said, taking a paper cup. She waited. She didn't come home, I whispered. Giovanni's, with Mark. I confronted her. She left. Sarah's jaw flexed. Do you want me to slash his tires or hers? A laugh escaped my throat. Sharp. Surprising. Both. She squeezed my arm. I'm serious. Whatever you need. School runs, dinner, wine. I've got you. The first crack in the loneliness appeared. Small. Real. I Googled divorce lawyer Greenwich high net worth. Sitting in the car park of Equinox while the twins were at a birthday party. Their little paper crowns from the goodie bags sat on the passenger seat. The firm's office was in one of those glass buildings near the train station. Clean lines. Abstract art. Quiet money. Alan Rhodes, ESQ, had silver hair, a navy suit, and the kind of calm that made you want to confess everything. So, he said, clicking his Mont Blanc, tell me why you're here. I laid it out. Not the pain, the facts, the texts, the GPS pins, the dinners, the Giovanni's photo, her hotel message. He listened without interrupting, only jotting down the occasional note on thick cream paper. The house? He asked. In my name, I said. I bought it before we married. She signed a postnup when she left Wall Street to move firms. We agreed I'd step back. She'd lean in. He nodded. Children. 4. Twins. 4 years old. He leaned back. You have a strong financial position. Primary caregiver. Established routine. Courts like stability at this age. I stared at the framed degrees on his wall. Columbia. Yale. Places people like us sent our kids. I don't want to blow up their lives, I said. My voice sounded thin in the sleek room. I just can't live like this. Wanting fidelity from your spouse is not blowing up your life, he said evenly. It's a baseline expectation. I swallowed. She says it's just emotional, that I'm overreacting, that I'm dramatic. That's a very polite word for gaslighting, he said, and it doesn't change the facts. He slid a file toward me. Read this. When you're ready, we can talk about custody arrangements and timelines. No pressure. But limbo is its own kind of hell. On the line for petitioner, he'd already typed, Alexander Carter. The room tilted a little. Can I think? I asked. Thinking is free, he said. So is walking away. Until you sign, you're just a husband who had a horrible week. I left with the folder under my arm, heavier than it looked. Lauren reappeared on Wednesday. Not in person. On my phone. Lauren. Can we talk? Tonight. After the kids are asleep. My thumbs hovered. Then, me. 8:30. Don't be late. She showed at 8:32. Jeans, white James Purse t-shirt, hair in a low knot. No jewelry except her Cartier love bracelet and the diamond studs. No wedding ring. That stung more than I thought it would. The kids were finally down. A mountain of stuffed animals barricading their duvet fort. BB's theme song still hummed faintly in the hall. We sat opposite each other at the kitchen island. The ghost of the wine stain between us. She stared at it too. I'm sorry, she said eventually. 2 words. Small. Inadequate. Which part? I asked. Giovanni's? The lies? Or the part where you made me feel insane for connecting obvious dots? She winced. All of it. Silence stretched. I didn't sleep with him, she said. We never booked a hotel together. It was dinners, drinks, talking. A stupid, messy emotional thing that got out of hand. You're really going to sit in my kitchen and tell me that man, who texts you, last night was incredible, who touches your knee under the table, never once followed you upstairs? My voice cracked on incredible. She dragged a hand down her face, looked older than her 35 years for the first time. I'm saying I checked out of our marriage without having the guts to say it out loud. I buried myself in work. I let his attention feel like oxygen because at home all I saw was nappies and tantrums and you in joggers. I flinched. Joggers. You know what I mean, she said quickly. You got smaller, Alex. Your world shrank to school runs and Costco haul videos. And I kept getting bigger. Promotions, panels, Forbes mentions. We stopped meeting in the middle. So you found someone who existed on your side of the world, I said, with a Tom Ford suit and a black Amex. She didn't deny it. Tears burned behind my eyes. I blinked hard. You could have said you were lonely. You could have said you were resentful. We could have gone to therapy, hired more help, something. You didn't have to humiliate me in every fancy restaurant off I-95. Her voice went very small. I know. The old Lauren, the one I fell in love with in a grimy East Village bar at 23, would have reached for my hand then. This version just clasped her own together white-knuckled. I went to a lawyer, I said. Her head snapped up. Already? He told me I'm in a strong position, I said. Came out petty. I didn't care. Primary carer. House in my name. She swallowed. Is this really what you want? I looked at the Sub-Zero, at the Wolf Range, at the pristine white cabinets we'd picked from a house board like our lives were a photo shoot. No, I said. What I wanted was you. What I get is a choice between raising our kids in a home where they learn that mommy works late means mommy lies, or ripping the plaster off now. Lauren's eyes filled. Properly now. Not the performative tears she used on clients. I will do anything, she said hoarsely. Therapy. Cutting Mark off completely. Quitting the firm. Whatever. Just don't make this the story of us. For the first time since Giovanni's, I believed she was scared. Not of losing her house. Of losing me. I closed my eyes. In my mind, I saw Emma's face when she asked, "Where's Mommy?" I saw Noah's drawing with 4 smiling stick figures. I also saw Lauren's hand on Mark's in that candlelight. I don't know yet, I said honestly. I need time, but I'm done being told I'm crazy for seeing what's in front of me. That part's over. She nodded slowly, wiped her cheeks with the heel of her hand. Can I see them? She whispered. Tomorrow, after school. They're your children, I said. Not a client list. The hurt flashed in her eyes, but she took it. She left without touching me. The house felt both lighter and more hollow when the door clicked shut. The next few months were a blur of small, excruciating things rather than one big explosion. Lauren moved into a corporate flat in Stamford during the week. Sleek rental furniture, white wine in the fridge, suit jackets on the back of chairs. We set up a schedule. She had the twins every other weekend, plus one night in the week for dinner at AUX Dailies or Melly Mellow. They'd come back smelling like her Joe Malone and macarons. Mommy took us to Shake Shack, Noah would say, clutching a paper crown. Mommy got me a new dress, Emma would add, twirling in mini Bowden. I'd nod. That's nice. Then deal with the sugar crash, the late bedtimes, the subtle questions. Why doesn't Mommy sleep here? The first time Emma asked, I felt my throat close. Sometimes grown UPS can't live in the same house anymore, I said, choosing each word like a bomb tech. But we both love you. That never changes. It sounded like something nicked from a parenting blog, but it was the best I had. I started therapy on Tuesday mornings while they were at preschool. A tiny office above a Pilates studio. The smell of eucalyptus and old carpet. My therapist, Dr. Kim, wore chunky boots and tortoiseshell glasses. How are you feeling today, Alex? She asked. Like half a person, I said, then corrected myself. No, that's not right. Like a whole person who got cut out of his own life. We unpacked it. The quiet resentment I'd swallowed when I quit my hedge fund job, just for a few years. The way people at cocktail parties at the country club stopped asking what I did and started asking, so you're just at home with the kids? Then, the way I'd secretly prided myself on being the good guy so much I ignored my own needs until they curdled. You built your identity around supporting Lauren, Dr. Kim said. When she stepped off the pedestal, what was left? I stared at my shoes. A guy who can make a mean bolognese and do nursery pickup in under 10 minutes. She smiled. That's not nothing, but it's also not everything. Slowly, in those 50-minute chunks, I realized something horrible and liberating at the same time. Lauren hadn't been the only one checked out. I checked out of my own life. A year after Giovanni's, the house felt different. Some of it was literal. The wedding photos came down, replaced by framed watercolors the twins did in art class. The fret bedding was swapped for IKEA duvets after a yogurt incident. The his and hers sinks became his and theirs, with tiny toothbrushes lined up next to mine. Some of it was me. I'd started consulting part-time for a boutique real estate firm in town. The irony wasn't lost on me. I wore proper shirts again, went into Manhattan twice a week, talked about cap rates and staging instead of just snack time. On Saturdays without the kids, I met other single dads for five-a-side at Chelsea Piers. We were all variations of the same story: cheating spouses, midlife crises, quiet divorces. We sweated. We swore. We went for beers after and pretended we weren't all trying not to cry into our IPAs. Lauren and I found a weird, almost functional rhythm. She stayed at the firm. Rumors said Mark's wife found out, and he'd done a strategic sabbatical to London. Our contact was now co-parent scheduling, Venmo for ballet lessons, the occasional photo of the twins at Halloween. Once, at a birthday party at the country club, we stood side by side watching Emma blow out candles. "You're different," Lauren said quietly, eyes on the cake. "In a bad way?" I asked. "In a solid way," she said. "You look happy. Without me." It wasn't a question. I thought about lying, bearing her. Instead, I took a sip of my gin and tonic and said, Some days I still feel like I've been hit by a lorry. But yeah, I'm not constantly waiting for your key in the door anymore. There's peace in that." She nodded, blinked fast. "I'm glad," she said. "You deserved better than how I handled everything." "Yeah," I said, not unkindly. "I did." That night, after dropping the twins back at her Stanford flat, I drove home with the windows down, the National humming low on the speakers, the Merritt Parkway trees blurring into dark green. The house was quiet when I walked in. Not hollow anymore, just calm. I poured myself a whiskey, sat at the kitchen island where the wine stain used to be. We'd had the marble refinished months ago. You could barely see it now. If you knew where to look, though, there was still the faintest shadow. A ghost ring under the surface. I ran my thumb over it. A text buzzed. Not Lauren. A new number. Someone from the firm. A woman I'd met at a closing 3 weeks earlier. We'd had lunch at Sweet Green between meetings and argued about whether Rye or Westport had better schools. "Hey, it was nice talking today. If you ever fancy grabbing a coffee when you're not in dad mode, let me know." For a moment, panic flared. Old reflex. Love equals risk. Risk equals pain. Then I thought about that parking lot. About sitting in the dark, watching my wife smile at someone else, clutching a steering wheel like it was the only solid thing in the world. I wasn't that man anymore. I typed, "Coffee sounds good. Next week?" Hit send before I could chicken out. Outside, somewhere down the sound, a boat horn blew. The house creaked in that familiar, comforting way old houses do when they settle. I took a sip of whiskey. It burned, then warmed. People always talk about cheating like the end of the world. Sometimes it is. Sometimes, though, it's the end of one world and the start of another. One where you finally stop living in someone else's shadow. One where, "I'm working late tonight," doesn't make your heart stop. One where you realize the most shocking thing of all. You're allowed to build a life that doesn't hurt.